Hello and welcome to episode 13 of Highway Blossoms by Studio Elon. It has recently come to my attention that the Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality was actually hosted by Itch.io and not Humble Bundle. So from now on, any video where I say Humble Bundle instead of Itch.io, it was actually made prior to March 20th, the date that I'm recording this intro. However, in the interest of my time and sanity, I will not be correcting past videos and I will be saying Itch.io's Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality from now on. This kinetic novel contains strong language, sexual themes, and deals with loss and grieving. If you're not in a headspace to handle these topics, please consider skipping this video. Now, without further ado, let's get started. The glow from the half-open skylight creeps in from above and shines down a strand of light onto the blanket. It divides the bed in two and slowly spreads across the room, casting off the morning shadows. My palm is warm and sweaty. Moving my fingers reveals my hand is still interlocked with Marina's. She never let go. I turn over and face her. She's still sleeping, curled on her side, leaning on her arm, just so she can keep holding my hand. Soft and rhythmic, her breath brushes against my face. If I could, I'd watch her for hours. Trying not to wake her, I unchain my fingers, wiggling them until the numbness sets in and pricks away at my sleeping hand. Marina's nose wrinkles and the steady breathing stops. Swallowing, her eyes flutter open, she smiles. The day's first word slips out of her mouth with a yawn.
Morning.
Sorry, did I wake you up?
She snuggles in closer and takes a deep breath, keeping her deep eyes wide on me.
You sleep okay?
After the fire wave, Marina seemed unsure for a bit, but when I look at her now, none of that is there anymore. She's completely trusting. It's a little terrifying that I gained that trust so fast, especially since we pivoted around each other for so long. That kind of trust, that kind of responsibility, it's a very special thing. I had it with Gramps, and now Marina has given the same thing to me. From taking her to a gas station, finding treasure, and even fending off weirdos, she's put her trust in me to be responsible for all of it. Sometimes I wonder if I deserve it. Sometimes I have moments where I know I don't. Like when I can't find some lousy treasure, like when I'm not around to help her out of a jam, like when nothing I do can save someone no matter how hard I try. Like when I just can't function. Like last night. Marina picks up on my silence. Her expression fades from trust to concern.
Something wrong?
Nah, it's all good. Slept fine.
I lean over to kiss her forehead and pull back halfway. Ripping off the blanket, I leap out of bed and stretch. Marina turns a crimson red and eeps, throwing the covers over herself as our clothes from last night lie in heaps across the room. I dig through the cupboard and toss her a change of clothes before slipping into my own and beginning our morning routine.
We got a big day ahead of us. Assuming traffic isn't crap, we should be in Palm Springs by late noon.
She peeks out from the blanket and grabs her clothes.
And then the festival.
Almost. We have about a day to kill.
I run the coffee maker and head to the bathroom to start brushing my teeth. Behind me, Marina is changing into her clothes. I can clearly see her in the mirror, but after last night, I'm not sure it matters anymore if I accidentally catch a glimpse of her.
So, do you know what bands you'd like to see yet?
My voice is garbled, muffled by the toothbrush stuffed in the corner of my mouth.
Kinda. I have a few ideas.
Spit. Most of which are just bands me and Gramps liked.
We should look at the lineup later. See if there aren't a few bands you might want to check out.
Finished changing, she scoots in behind me, directing her eyes to the mirror as she rests her heads on my shoulder.
It's fine. I'll watch whoever you want to watch, Amber.
I watch the mirror as my face goes blank. Marina nuzzles against my cheek, bringing with her an aching burden that presses down on my entire being. Why does she believe in me so much, even when I'm such a wreck? The coffee maker beeps, saving me from being crushed by my own thoughts. I rip myself away from her.
Anyway, get ready. We're gonna hit the road as soon as you're done.
I rush to the sink. Steam rises out of the cup as my shaky hand pours the coffee, splattering most of it on the counter. Steadying myself doesn't work. My body won't listen. The burning coffee splashes on my skin as I wrench it to my mouth. It scalds my tongue and blisters down my throat. The pain sizzles all the way down to my stomach. I gasp in a short scream, but quickly muffle it with my hand, with tears forming. I turn and make sure Marina didn't hear it over the running water. Once I'm sure, I wipe my eyes. After several sharp breaths, I pour myself another cup. I drag myself to the driver's seat and slam my cup in the cup holder, then plant my head on the steering wheel. It honks. The handles from the bathroom squeak and the sound of water is reduced to a drip. A few moments later, Marina trots down the motorhome and hops into her seat. I jerk my head up.
All set?
Yep. But are you sure nothing's wrong?
No, I am just a mess. Just a gay disaster. Forcing a smile, I turn the key and put the RV into drive.
Don't worry, everything's fine. Just a little tired.
Marina studies me for a few seconds, then shrugs and looks out the window, happily staring at the giant thermometer outside. I pick up Gramps' favorite tape and put it in the player, still staring at Marina. Frowning, I catch a glimpse of myself in the rearview mirror. Please don't hurt her. Please.
Oh, and it says here that there are giant dinosaur statues just up ahead.
Oh, that's great.
Everything she's been saying for the past few hours has been zooming right past me. It's not that I don't understand it. I've read the guidebook she's been pointing to about 1,000 times as a kid, but it's all been drowned out by the music and my constant thinking. The drive hasn't done much to soothe the budding anxiety inside me. In fact, I'd say it just made it worse. After 4 states worth of desert and endless stretches of road, it's maddening to see it all get mauled over by overpasses and the slowest, most painful, and rage-inducing traffic I've ever seen. With nothing but Gramps' tape to keep me grounded. It's been a battle not to go mental. My mind keeps wandering back to Marina, how we're together, what exactly that means, her trust, my responsibility. And the more I think about it, the more I...
Oh, wow! Amber, look at how white the sand is. It's just like snow.
Her observations haven't been helping either. Whenever I'm about to make a breakthrough or convince myself I'm just thinking too hard, she pipes in and suddenly I feel like I'm back to where I started in Colorado. At least I can take solace in the scenery, going back to something more familiar as we get closer to Palm Springs. Like Marina said, the sand is a lot whiter and looks almost as soft as cotton. It fades into fields of rocks and dry plants, trailing into expansive mountain ranges. All this just off the side of the road. It feels like the kind of desert people wander around and go crazy in. Something I can very much sympathize with. After all, wandering around in a desert and going crazy is how I met Marina. think that's where the seeds of trust and responsibility were sown. At least I like to think that's why she trusts me, because I helped her. And it's through the next few weeks that trust was built upon, cultivating in something maybe even greater than that. Marina became important to me, someone I had to protect.
Whoa, look at all the windmills!
I clenched down on the steering wheel. By doing what we did last night, did I betray that sense of greater than trust? She saw me crying. She confronted me. I made a move and... oh God. The realization is like a punch to the gut. I want to swerve off to the side of the road and hurl my guts out. I used her. I used Marina.
Amber, look!
She tugs on my sleeve and points out the window. As far as I can see into the hazy distance, an army of windmills line the sand and stretch all the way to the hilltops. Their wings spin down in unison, cycling with the steady wind. It's enough to snap me out of it, at least for a few seconds. But once the initial novelty wears off, I'm right back to where I have been for hours.
I've never seen so many.
Marina sounds completely blown away, enchanted even. It's cute. But I need to think this through. Really think this through.
Hey, do you think we could actually be quiet for a little while?
Oh, sure, that's fine.
Thanks.
She goes back to looking out the window, swaying to the music. So pure. Innocent. And I took advantage of that. Is that all I've been doing this entire time? Using her to make myself feel better? I don't even want to consider it, but it adds up. I was lonely, didn't have anyone else, saw a cute girl, picked her up, and consistently used her to curb that, all while telling myself that I was just helping and protecting her. And then I convinced myself of more, hoping to forget about the most important person in the world to me. The tape clicks to a stop, jolting me back to reality. I eject it, flip it around, fumbling with the tape as I shove it back into the player and press play. It starts the same as always, the same static, the same first note, everything. But soon the audio starts to slip, like someone is sliding on the tape. The music jarbles into something distorted and ugly, speeding up and slowing down and going backwards all at once. I frantically push the eject button over and over, but it's too late. The deck spits out the tape, a string of tattered ribbon tangled around it. Marina is too captivated by something outside to notice what happened, but I feel all of it. Tears start to swell up deep inside me, but it just morphs into fury.
Check it out! That mountain still has snow!
God damn it! Shut up!
You need therapy. Like, bad. Like, really bad. Like, I know you're 19, but that actually is probably, like, the best time to get therapy, other than, like, prior. But you a baby. And you shouldn't be doing what you did. Because you a baby, and you do too much. But yeah. As if the universe were conspiring against me, a deafening explosion blast in front of us. Tremors shake the motorhome. We bounce in our seats as I grip the wheel and pound on the brakes, swerving out of traffic. Our hearts almost collide, gasping for air. Marina turns to me for answers.
Damn it! Not now!
I tear off my seatbelt and rush outside. Smoke rises from the engine, tearing out into my lungs as I open the hood. It's really dangerous.
Shit!
Yeah. Marina runs to my side, waving away the smoke. Her jaws drop.
Oh my god! What happened?
What do you think happened? The engine blew!
Amber? Yeah, I'm not gonna like this part, because this is just going to be really heartbreaking. I punt the bumper. It leaves a small dent, like my numb foot is made of steel.
What? But how?
How the hell would I know?
She flinches back, but manages to put on a hopeful smile.
We have some tools. Maybe we can fix it.
Laughing, I lean in and scoff in her face.
Oh, you know how to fix the engine, Marina?
No, but I thought maybe you could.
Do I look like a mechanic to you?
Marina wraps herself in the security of her arms and looks to the windmills, their wings casting thick, brief shadows over us.
I just thought...
You thought? The last time you thought, you ended up broken down on the side of the road! So maybe it would be better for the both of us if you continued not to think!
She can hardly look at me. Her voice lowers to a fragile whisper, crackling as she speaks.
I just wanted to help.
Unless you can magically pull a phone out of your ass and call a tow truck, then you can't. And even if you could, you would probably just let it get stolen.
Wow, Amber. No response.
You want to make yourself useful? Go back into the RV.
Marina keeps her eyes to the ground without saying another word. She slinks back to her seat. I sigh and space myself out in front of the motorhome, waving my hands back and forth as cars speed by, ignoring my signal. Even I can't follow my own stupid advice.
Yeah, alright. I understand. Thanks.
Untangling the cord, I set the phone down and sit on the bed, and sigh into my hands. Hotel sheets are surprisingly soft. A hell of a lot softer than the stiff rags I've been sleeping on lately. Downtown Palm Springs, a 5-star hotel. We were lucky they had a vacancy, let alone checked us in this late. Of course, a nugget of gold can go a long way in the art of persuasion. I would have sprung for a cheap motel, but every place has no vacancy signs lit up, and well, I guess I just wanted to pamper Marina one last time. Especially after earlier. Especially before what I'm about to do. The bathroom door creaks open. Marina walks onto the carpet, her hair still damp and stringy. Noticing me, she stares down, avoiding eye contact. I do the same, letting the silence overtake the room until one of us is forced to say something.
How was the shower?
It was nice. Got hot really fast.
The room goes silent again. Neither of us can look at the other. But we're both stuck, trapped until one of us can get past the awkwardness. Marina is the first to look up.
Will the motorhome be okay?
No.
Yeah, they said the engine overheated. Should be able to fix it.
That's good.
The first words we've said to each other in hours. Even after I flagged down a car and got someone to call a tow truck for us, We just sat in unbearable silence the entire ride over. But it was the silence that gave me time to reflect about how wrong I was, how wrong I've been, and what it is I really need to do.
I'm sorry about yelling at you earlier. I was angry.
Yeah, at myself.
I shouldn't have taken that out on you.
I was being annoying. I should have stopped talking when you asked me to.
It's not your fault, sweetie.
No! You've never done anything wrong. It was always me.
Always.
Don't be so dramatic.
Shut up and listen, sweetie. She flails her arm over her forehead and falls dead onto my shoulder.
Everyone gets mad sometimes. Don't beat yourself up over it.
I shake my head and pull away.
It's not about getting mad. It's that I didn't live up to my end of the bargain. Again.
Amber?
I look at the curtains and sigh. We're not missing anything. Just an ugly view of the parking lot.
I just got off the phone. I bought a bus ticket home for you. One way.
Huh?
The cab should be here 10:30 tomorrow morning to take you to the station.
Marina shakes out a stilted laugh. She's not smiling, though.
You're just teasing me again, right?
I ignore her and continue.
You can call your parents with the phone. I don't mind paying the extra charge.
You're serious?
Bug-eyed Marina freezes, the truth slowly setting in.
What about the festival? The treasure?
She snaps back, desperate to find some kind of rope to pull me back in.
You can keep it. All of it. I don't care. I'll go to the festival, go home, and get a job. I'll just pay everything off that way.
Right. How it should have been to begin with. When this trip was about Gramps and not me. I don't care how long it takes. I owe him and Marina that much. Jesus! Stop it! Marina sniffles. The tears are starting to leak out, but she braces herself, trying to remain strong.
Then what about us?
What about it?
I feel like I just ripped my heart in half. For Marina, it looks like her entire world has been nuked. It makes me want to hug her, to hush her and tell her over and over that I didn't mean it, that she can always count on me, but I can't.
Why?
It doesn't matter.
Tell me!
I said no.
Why not?
Because you wouldn't understand. Look, you'll be fine. Just keep your head down and don't talk to anybody.
Stop treating me like a fucking child!
I mean, you are, but this is, this is a valid point. This is a very valid point. Because you are both children. Just want you to know that. Angry tears streak down her face. Through heavy breathing, she recoils, shocked by her own words.
I didn't mean...
She steps closer and strokes my cheek, turning my face to hers as I try to hide my watery eyes.
Amber, please, don't do this. I love you.
I've only known you for 3 days. Please stop. Don't make this harder.
How can I understand if you don't tell me?
She barely manages to speak. Tears now in free fall as she chokes out the words.
Let me help.
I squeeze my hand into a fist, tripping as I back away to the door.
I'm sorry.
Amber.
Her knees buckle and she crumples to the ground, bawling as she squeaks out another plea.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
I throw open the door and sprint down the hallway, leaving Marina sobbing as I wipe away tears of my own.
I'm sorry.
The crowd moves on. I don't bother raising my head, allowing myself to be dragged along wherever they're going. My hand is tucked deep within my pocket, playing around with the cassette and its string of tattered ribbon. The hotel is far in the distance now, lit up against the darkening sky. Marina's probably still up there crying. I let go of the tape and force myself to keep walking through the clammy misters attached to the shops and bars. It's not my business. It's what's best for her. But it hurts. Everything hurts. I keep expecting Marina to come after me and lean on my shoulder so we can explore the town. Or better yet, chew me out and punch me until I can feel like I can justify what I've done. But I know it's not going to happen. She's too sweet for that. She is Marina. And I don't want anything to ever change that. Me, especially. I can't be trusted with something that's precious and not screw it up. Not again. A shrieking laugh shatters my trance. Whipping around, I find a small building squished between a thrift store and a pawn shop. I pull off to the side and peek in, wanting nothing more than to forget about everything. It's smaller than the RV, the entire middle dedicated to 4 mismatched bars set up in a square, surrounded by cheesy island decor and streamers hanging from the ceiling. Under it all, a legion of girls. Tall girls, girly girls, redheads, blondes, brunettes, all crammed inside and chatting each other up at a festival of free-flowing drinks.
Oh.
I get to see myself blush in real time thanks to the window. The rest of the bar probably does too. I must look like an idiot. I don't leave, though. Sitting at the bar beneath the red and pink party lights is a slam girl with shaggy rainbow dyed hair. A slim. I don't know what a slim. It's like, what's a slam girl? It's like, oh no, that's just because I can't read. That's fine. She sways on her stool as she laughs with the bartender, the shape of her ass outlined in her tight jeans. I can't buy her a drink, but then again, this is the place for it. Maybe Catching a glimpse of me, she turns to the window and gives me a big, bright smile. Images of Marina flash through my head. Images from last night. At first, her holding me kissing her neck. And then the Valley of Fire, finding all the pieces of the treasure, helping her on the side of the road. But the images that stick out the most are the quiet times. Me driving on the highway, my Marina sways back and forth to my music. I back away, then take off as fast as I can. Am I that disgusting? Was that all Marina was to me? I slap myself, then it barely stings. I do it again, smacking myself so hard that tears bead in my eyes. Blinking them back, I swallow and keep running. One by one, the shops vanish behind me. The sidewalk thins, then disappears. Eventually, it's too dark to even see the ground, and I'm running under unfiltered starlight. When I finally stop, my shoes are heavy with sand. I wilt over and suck in huge, gasping breaths. Forcing myself to look over my shoulder, I realize I'm surrounded by sand dunes and rocky hill ranges. I left the city far behind me. My footprints prove that. The saguaro cacti are scattered at random, like sorrowful people brooding under the moonlight, their prickly limbs reaching for the sky. I settle my breathing and listen to the sounds of the desert. The gust of wind stirring the dry air, the crackly yelp of a coyote, the whimsical horns and hypnotic guitar strums of faint ska music. Wait! Now I am really disgusted. Get over yourself. Squinting at the horizon, I catch a glimpse of an unmoving light. It's a faint and alone, but it's definitely there. Pressured by some kind of masochism harbored deep within me, I follow the light. The closer I get, the more I know I should turn back, but my fears are proven to be right as I approach the sound. A black motorhome with stripes just as hideous as the music blasting from it. Shut your privileged mouth! With every screech of a trumpet, my ears bleed a little more. Every time the guitar plays that stupid, unchanging rhythm, I die inside. But the worst part is something I've never even been subjected to before. Singing. If you can call it that. Not from the song, but from a familiar, brain-piercing wail masking over it. It's awful, like a dying siren trying to reel in one last sailor. Covering my ears doesn't help. I can only wince in agony, and it reaches a high note, probably killing any wildlife in the general area. Someone needs to stop this. I march to the door, wondering why I'm even going to bother. After everything she's pulled, why should I, when I can just go about my life? But then she reaches the chorus. Yeah, that's why. I give the door 3 solid bangs. The singing stops.
Ha! I knew you numbskulls couldn't live without me!
Are you drunk? Mariah swings the door open. She's flushed, dangling the glass bottle from her hand, only to be silenced to a single sniff upon seeing me.
You suck at treasure hunting and singing. Go figure.
She slams the door in my face. I knock again. It's delayed, but she reopens the door, her head cautiously peeking halfway out.
You've taken everything from me. What else could you possibly want?
Your soul.
Fair.
Give me the treasure and you got a deal. I'll throw in the slackers, too.
That's probably not gonna happen.
She leans out the door, nearly stumbling over her as she peers from side to side.
Where's your better half?
I look down. How do I even answer that? Mariah growls and limps toward her refrigerator.
Come in.
Thank you for joining me for episode 13 of Highway Blossoms by Studio Elon. Episode 14 will be out shortly. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment letting me know what you like down below. Please no hate or spoilers, as I'm not above removing those comments and the people who make them. That's all for now, folks, and I'll see you next time.